Hey guys, Gio here from the Fandom United podcast. I decided to challenge myself and just name five things I'm looking forward to seeing the most in Zack Snyder's Justice League. As you may know, this movie is 4 hours long, which means we are going to be getting a lot of new footage, characters that were cut from the original theatrical version. And so it was tough to put this list together and come up with just five things I'm looking forward to the most. Let's get started. Number one, obvious, Henry Cavill's Superman. The fact that this guy doesn't have a sequel yet, this character is just absurd. Okay. But you know what? If Zack Snyder says this is a new movie, I'm going to look at this as a new performance for Henry Cavill's Superman. And one of the things I think we're all looking forward to seeing is a black suit Superman. And what I am excited about the most is the fact that this just isn't fan service. No, Zack Snyder has stated that this black suit will serve a purpose towards Superman's arc in the movie. When he does finally resurrect, he's not just going to be the same Superman that we've all known. He's going to be a little bit out of it. And so it's going to be a little bit of a journey for him to get back to being the last son of Krypton, Kal-El, the Superman that made the sacrifice and the ultimate sacrifice and saved the world. Speaking of that, the world has now accepted Superman. We saw at the end of Batman v Superman all these people gathering, coming together, and celebrating the life of somebody who, yes, many of them doubted, many of them were afraid of, but ultimately was a hero. And so, where BVS leaves the Superman character is where we will pick up once Superman is back to being who he is. He'll be in a world where these humans have now embraced him and looked to him as a savior. Number two, Victor Stone, aka Cyborg. Ever since Zack Snyder has said Victor Stone is the heart of the movie, we have all been so excited to see this character in this movie. Now, unfortunately, in 2017, a lot of his arc was cut from the movie. A lot of his scenes, dialogue, was just thrown out the window for whatever reason. And one of the scenes that I actually did enjoy in the 2017 movie is a scene between Victor Stone and his father, Silas Stone, where Victor has kind of been keeping to himself, coming to terms with powers or curse, as he may see it early on in the movie, and his father trying to get him to come out into the world and discover just how powerful he could truly be. It's a great scene with great dialogue, and I'm not entirely sure, but it may be a scene that Zack Snyder shot. Maybe you guys in the comments can help me with that because I'm not entirely sure. But in this movie, I expect there to be some major conflict with the Cyborg character because of the fact that he did come from the Mother Box. The Mother Box saved Victor Stone's life. So at some point, that Mother Box is going to come into play and maybe tempt Cyborg to do not really the right things. And one of those is a nightmare sequence that Zack Snyder has teased. As we know in the movie, a terrible accident happens and Victor Stone's mother is killed. And as we've seen in the trailer, Silas Stone makes a sacrifice. So at some point, the character Victor Stone, Cyborg, is going to get tempted by the Mother Box, maybe toward the end, where he has to decide, like, this Mother Box is promising me a reality where my parents exist again and he can be a family. Or he can destroy the Mother Boxes, hopefully, or stop Steppenwolf from doing what he wants to do with the Mother Box, which is open a boom tube and bring apocalypse to Earth. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And of course, there has been a tease that there will be a Cyborg flight sequence, very reminiscent to Superman and Man of Steel. So that could be exciting as well. Number three, Jared Leto's Joker. You know, I never thought we would see Jared Leto as the Joker again. I was convinced of it. I was sure of it. But like many things that has happened in the past year, we're getting a miracle, and that miracle is Jared Leto's Joker on screen at least one more time. And not just that, he's going to share the screen with Ben Affleck's Batman. We're going to get to see Zack Snyder's Batman with Jared Leto's Joker and what's going to be a highly anticipated nightmare sequence. And of course, if this movie is good and his portrayal is really good, it'll carry the momentum into the release the Air cut campaign that's going on Twitter, where hopefully David Ayer will be able to release his original version of Suicide Squad, which of course includes a ton of unseen footage from Jared Leto's Joker. So let's cross our fingers and hope that this performance knocks it out of the park. Number 4, Steppenwolf. Ever since Ciarán Hinds has stated back in 2017 his displeasure with what he saw in the theatrical cut of Justice League, I've been very curious to see this character in its original form, as how Mr. Ciarán Hinds and Zack Snyder intended the character to be. And what do we know about DC villains? At least what do I know? These villains are anything but ordinary. They have very relatable motivations. The performances are excellent. I'm speaking of. I'm talking about General Zod, Michael Shannon, and Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. You understand their motivations. The dialogue that they're given, it really adds weight to their character. I think it's great writing. I think DC has, for the most part, done a great job with his villains, and I think Steppenwolf will be another one of those villains that have a lot of weight, a lot of motivation, and will end up being a villain that we all enjoy. And the 5th thing I'm looking forward to seeing the most in Zack Snyder's Justice League is Deathstroke, played by Joe Manganiello. Talk about a casting that fits perfectly. Joe Manganiello as Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, is just a casting that has so much promise and potential. We've seen the test footage that was shown, I believe taken by Ben Affleck, showing Deathstroke walking toward the screen, and you get a real close-up shot of his armor. And then, of course, in the 2017 Justice League movie, there is an end credits teaser that shows Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke talking with Lex Luthor. And even in that little moment, you could see just how crazy, insane the costume looks, and how just perfect Joe Manganiello looks as Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. I think what we see in this movie will be an absolute scene stealer. And if it's great, again, what can this lead to? Maybe there is a chance, a better chance, that we'll get Ben Affleck's solo Batman project, where, as you just saw on your screen, Joe Manganiello is like a shark or a horror movie villain in that script from what we've heard. And if this is great, it'll lead to more of Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. So those are 5 things I'm looking forward to seeing the most in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Tough list to put together. So much I'm looking forward to. But what are you looking forward to the most? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your subscription. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys. It's March, Zack Snyder's Justice League month, and I am so excited, and I know you are as well. Until the next video, you guys take care.